And I guess the last element within this, one last factor within this free PDF, best paint colors for your bedroom walls, found at trustedhousepainter.com, is factor number 5, rich and elegant colors. What do you mean by rich and elegant colors in your bedroom? And when would someone want to apply that in their bedroom?
Well, when I say rich and elegant, I typically mean something that's a little bit more saturated or a color that has a bit more pigment. And again, in order for it to feel richer or more elegant, typically it tends to have a neutralized element in it. It's not that you can't get away with jewel toned colors and make them look rich and elegant, but sometimes it just takes a little bit more skill. If you're uncertain, always neutralize your colors because it'll be easier for most people to live with in the long term. So basically, what that means is think of a state. Like you want to have your room, you want to be a king or a queen, you want to have that a stately room. You want it to be rich, you want it to be elegant. Maybe you have really big scale, fancy furniture, and you want to sort of hold the weight of these things. Think of really heavy furniture. Sometimes too light on the wall, all you see is really heavy furniture. You put something a little bit more intense on the walls, a little denser, a little richer, and you'll end up actually making the room feel more elegant.
Interesting. I was going to ask you, is this tip, the rich and elegant feel of the room, is that something only reserved for big bedrooms, like say 15 by 20 bedrooms, or could you use a rich and elegant feel in your room if it's a really small basement suite bedroom? Can you do that?
You certainly could, but you have to make sure that how you decorate it also goes along with the wall color. So you want to stay with the same scheme. So, if you're using rich and elegant colors, decorate rich and elegant too. Even if it is as much as you can afford, make it look as elegant as you can.
Now, one thing I do know about colors, though, being a
Mhm.
professional painter myself, is that generally, when you look at a color swab, it tends to dry a little bit darker. And then once you put it on the wall, it actually looks a little bit darker. So, would that be dangerous? Putting a rich and elegant color in a dark room, in a small room, could that make it more cave-like? Or
It Yes, it could certainly do that. Really, what your eye is drawn to is contrast. So you could really just end up having less contrast on your ceiling. So maybe don't do white on your ceiling, do a darker color on your ceiling and a darker on your wall. And basically, it's definitely dark. I'm not going to take away from that. It's really absorbing a lot of light, but it is making it sort of moodier, if you will. And
I,
that's where you really need to address your your lighting. So if this is a room that you do a lot of reading in, maybe that's not a great idea.
I see.
You want to think tasks, what are you doing in here? So I'm thinking bedrooms dark, not a bad thing because you can sleep in dark space. But a space that you do a lot of work in, maybe not a great idea. And
Got
you're
it.
right, it does look darker from a little chip to a wall, and then you get it everywhere. It tends to look quite a bit deeper, so and a lot more intense. So sometimes going a little bit lighter than you think you want is a good idea inside.
I see. And a popular trend that I found has come into play here in the last year or so is adding like wallpaper as an elegant, rich. I've seen a lot of powder rooms in new constructions because it doesn't have a shower or bath. It's a small little place. What I've noticed a lot of lately is like the bottom wainscoting is white, is really, really bright, matches the toilet,
Mm.
the sink, the pedestal sink. But then what they use on the top half of the walls is like either a nice elegant wallpaper or a dark color. So bringing that into your bedroom, could you use like a wallpaper feature wall, or would you recommend even using like a darker color to create the elegant look as a feature wall in a bedroom? Would that be possible, or is that kind of faux pas? Don't do
Nope.
that.
You certainly can. You certainly can. When adding wallpaper, depending on the wallpaper, you're also adding pattern and texture in there. So that adds interest to a space. And, the more sort of, neutral or intense colors sometimes will evoke the same idea. You can have a little bit of gloss on it, and you can have gloss and matte or shine, and that sometimes, even with a soft color palette, can make it look more elegant depending on the paper.
Cool. That's good to know. Well, we'll have to do a completely different show about wallpaper and
Yes,
texture.
wallpaper's another story for sure.
Yeah, and it's a popular thing. It's funny. 5 years ago, most of my jobs were ripping wallpaper off or painting over wallpaper, and it's funny how trends just do a complete 180, and now everybody wants wallpaper, right? So we'll do another show about that. Feel good in your home and download your copy of Carla's free PDF, How to Choose the Perfect Paint Color for Your Home, at design.trustedhousepainter.com. Watch the complete video interview with Paul and Carla and get all 7 color design tips by clicking the link in the description of this video.